All right, Kathleen. So you just recently took a trip to explore a new part of the country. We're here in Northern Virginia. So what is that other part of the country that you just came back from?
Oh my gosh. Well, Jay, we are always at the Ideal Living Seminar, which is in Tyson's Corner, that talks about retirement communities. So those are the 55 and active communities from, all up and down the seaboard. So it's always fascinated me, but not enough, because I never felt like I was close enough to needing to go to a 55 and active, even though I've passed 55.
You have?
Okay, let's cut that.
Okay, all right, keep going.
But I have a girlfriend who's living down in Orlando.
Okay.
And she lives next to the very well-known community called The Villages. The Villages is the largest 55 and active community in Florida. It covers over 3 counties.
What?
It's amazing. Well, that's why
it's like in the corner in there or whatever. I mean,
they just started building.
Yep.
And then it was time for the next phase because they didn't have enough houses.
Yeah.
And then the next phase. And I guess as people come into the community, they're hoping to be in the newer construction so that they're with people who are just getting there so they can all become friends at the same time.
I've had a few clients move down there, and it's really intriguing because you can find an activity that other people will do together with you, and it just becomes like a community together that you stay active with.
Yes, that's the key. So everyone that goes down there, not everyone, but most people that I met wanted to make connections. And even if they connected by book groups or things that were not physical, people were staying really active. They were staying really engaged, and they could do what they wanted to do. They just had more choices. That
really makes sense. And I think that as people get more or get older, it is great to find people that they can do stuff with, whether it is physical or not. Not everybody has to play golf or pickleball.
Right.
So you can do the book club or anything else that they're doing down there.
They have a lot of employment too, which is interesting, that a lot of people still get great satisfaction in having a part-time job. And so at the Villages, there's lots of employment opportunities as far as like second jobs or retirement jobs of, in the hospitality industry, or obviously golf courses and pickleball courts and things like that. So
I did not even think about that. That so much makes sense because you got to service all those people moving there when it covers parts of 3 different counties.
Yeah, and when they started the community, they didn't have the infrastructure for the medical. And so they brought it in and established it because they knew that was a big part of what we would need as we get older. And so it's the most amazing thing that someone said to me is it's like Disneyland for adults. And I was like, what? Like, how can that be? And then when I did my first trip into one of the town centers, I was like, oh my gosh. She wasn't wrong. They figured out the things that bring us that joy that children have when they go to the Magic Kingdom.
Nice.
And I just really had a different viewpoint on it. I'm really glad I did it. They're called lifestyle visits.
Got it.
So it's greatly discounted, and it allows you to stay for 3 days in a really nice villa and have, access. You get that newspaper every morning, and it lists all the activities that are happening that day that you can participate in. You can go listen to live music. You can dance. You can, like you said, there's a club for everything. And if there isn't, start one. And they said you'll have hundreds of people joining your club in no time.
Wow. Well, thank you for exploring that with me. It's great information. Thank you, Kathleen.
You bet.